Hello, everyone. I'm Lowell Taylor. Welcome to Bible Science Happening. Let me ask you a few questions. When is the last time that you can recall a current living person who is also referenced in the Bible? Yeah, I get a lot of blank looks when I ask that question. Let me ask you another one. When is the last time that you heard of someone saying this Bible event is happening or this one's going to happen, and as time has gone on, they've been proven right? All right. So what this show is about right now, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be going over 10 of the huge, major, new Bible discoveries relating to prophetic insights regarding our day. I mean, these are really huge. Now, there's many more that I've discovered, but I'm going to go through these 10 real quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit more about the Bible Science Happening website. And then I'm going to show you a poster that I made. It's a 210 prophetic point poster. And I want to show you the progress that has been made in the prophetic points. And what this does is it helps to validate that here's someone that has said this is the general order of the prophetic events leading up to the return of Christ, based upon the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, those prophetic events in those books relating to our day. And I want you to see how we have progressed over the years in that general order. Now, then I'm going to be showing you about a book that I've written. Now, you know and I know that when we start to get into the Bible, talking about the prophetic events, it can get complicated. However, I've written a book. It's in story form to bring out factual insights. And it takes you through the prophetic events in general order leading up to the return of Christ. It's a quick, short, easy read. And so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you the 10 major prophetic points that I have made, that I've listed here on the Bible Science Happening website. So as we scroll down, and I'll go ahead and enlarge this so you can see it better. Now for the first one, and these aren't in any particular order, but number 10 is for about 3 centuries there's been reverends or pastors or Bible scholars who have thought and taught that 3 chapters out of the Old Testament were about like King Alexander the Great. Well, it turns out that that was wrong. Those 3 chapters were never ever about King Alexander the Great or about ancient times. Those 3 chapters are about our day. A little bit of a time difference, right? Huge discovery, because it turns out that those 3 chapters are the foundational chapters for understanding the prophetic events in general order leading up to the return of Christ. Now let's go to number 9. Number 9 is about an Old Testament prophet and a New Testament prophet. They wrote about 600 years apart, and they both reference a succession. One person after another, a succession of 8 people, 8 kings, leading up to the return of Christ. So what that means is that if we're anywhere close to the return of Christ, then one of those kings is ruling today. Are we on the first king, the second, third, fourth, fifth? Now the 8th king gets the power, seat, and authority of Satan and goes to fight against Christ when Christ comes back in power and glory. So which one would you think that we're on right now? Well, let's go over here to number 8. Number 8 is that I've been able to give substantial evidence showing that we are absolutely, positively on the fourth king right now. And so it's almost like almost 4 down with 4 to go. And so it's exciting to be able to see where we are in the prophetic events. And in that, we're on the fourth king right now. That gives us a landmark. Okay, now, but look at this. Number 7. President Erdogan of Turkey. I got to change this because it's no longer looks to be referenced. He is referenced in the Bible, absolutely, positively. So, again, when is the last time that you can remember a current living person who was also referenced in the Bible? Well, we have Erdogan, but look at this. Let's go to number 6. In number 6, Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran is absolutely, positively referenced in the Bible. In fact, he's the 4th king of the succession of the 8 kings. Now, look at this one here, number 5. The United States is absolutely, positively referenced in the Bible. And this is a huge discovery because, well, look at number 4 here. 99% sure, and that 1% gap is closing up very quickly, that President Trump is referenced in the Bible. So you got the United States referenced in the Bible, you got President Trump referenced in the Bible. I mean, this is huge. Now, you're wondering, is it true? Well, that's what I'm leading up to here. I give you more validation towards all these things. So hang with me till the end here. Look at number 3. A very specific, major, soon, upcoming event is mentioned in the Bible, reference to the United States and the 4th king, which I already spilled the beans. That's Ayatollah Khamenei. And you look what's going on right now. There's a lot of things stirring up between the United States and Iran, isn't there? Yeah. Now look at number 2. The fate of the 50 United States is also referenced in the Bible. Now, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. But you can look out in America today and you can see that there's a lot of polarization going on right now. And, when I mention this to some people, some of them will say, oh, yeah, I can see California going off onto its own country with Oregon, Washington. But anyways, we can talk more about that later. Look at number 1. I have discovered how to organize the prophetic events relating to our day in general order as found in the book of Revelation and the book of Daniel. Now, let me show you the poster I put together. It has 210 prophetic points on it. And this poster, it's 39 inches by 27 inches. It's a big poster here. But I'm going to just take this right over here. And what I want to do is this right here, the succession of these 8 kings right here, that's from the book of Revelation. And the succession of 8 kings right here is information that I got from the book of Daniel. And let me go ahead and just blow this up a little bit here. Now, over here, we have prophetic point number 1 to 192. This is all about leading up to the return of Christ in power and glory. And then prophetic points number 193 to 210 is all about the time when Christ returns in power and glory. And what I want to do is, let me explain what a prophetic point is. So John and Daniel have mentioned prophetic things to happen in our day. And each one of those prophetic things will typically, they'll have a beginning point. And so that's one prophetic point. And then it'll have an ending point typically. That's another prophetic point. And then John and Daniel could have mentioned points in between. So taking the prophetic events from the book of Daniel, book of Revelation, and breaking them down into prophetic points, I came up with the 210. Now, what I then did is I then took the prophetic points and I organized them the best I could as to which of the 8 kings is in power when that prophetic point happens. And so let me just take this poster over here. So all these prophetic points over here are about the prophetic events during the time of the 4th king, which we're on right now. And then down here, these are the prophetic points of the 5th king. And then you got the 6th and 7th, so on. Now, if my theory is correct, then what we should be seeing is we should see prophetic point fulfillments as time goes on. So what I want to do now is I want to take a moment and take you through the first part of the poster. And with the first part of the poster, we're just going to go through some of these and see how over time they have been playing out. So with prophetic point number 1, you can see that the book is referenced, Daniel chapter 11 verse 2, and then prophetic point number 2 is from Revelation chapter 17 verse 10. Well, the first 3 kings, we don't get very much information from them. Daniel tells us that they're from Persia, which now is Iran. Persia changed its name to Iran in 1935. So the first king that is referenced here started to rule in 1925. So that's where the book of Daniel, chapter 11, relating to our day, that's when it begins, 1925. Now, you have Daniel saying that king is going to reign, and then you have Revelation that talks about that king. And so that's one prophetic point each. And then that king it goes out of power, and so that's one prophetic point each. So that's 4 prophetic points per king. For the first 3 kings, that's 12 prophetic points. So that's what these 12 prophetic points are about right there. So let's get on to now the 4th king, Ayatollah Khomeini. He began to rule in 1989. And so that's prophetic point number 13. And then in Revelation chapter 17 verse 10, it's referring to the 4th king. Yeah, he's in power now. So there's prophetic point number 14. Now, prophetic point number 15, I have it checked green over here. Let me go ahead and show you right up here. The green check mark means that it has happened. The gold means it's possibly happening, and red means it's happening right now. So this poster is back in 2013. And in 2013, I said, we're at green number 15. And there was some other ones that I thought, well, possibly could be happening. But I predicted that in 2016, we would be to prophetic point number 38, I think. Yeah, let's get right back down here. Green 38 with a red 39. And, well, let's take a look where we're at right now. In 2017, December 2017, we had number 16 was happening. It's happening right now. We had number 17 that was fulfilled, number 18 that was fulfilled, number 19 is happening, number 20 is happening, number 21, number 22 is happening, number 23, number 24, number 25 is happening, and number 26, this is about Trump, and I said that I'm 99% sure that he's referenced in the Bible, and he's closing that 1% gap really quick. But what I wanted to show you was the progress that's being made here. And we're not going to take time and go through each one of these. I just want to be able to show you that we are making progress in this. This is so important because, again, when's the last person that you've heard that said this Bible event is happening and this one's going to happen, and as they've gone along, they've played out? Well, you can see that we've gone from prophetic point number 1 in 1925, and it just has kept on going up to this point here. Now, number 27. Number 27 is about the U.S. attacking Iran and Turkey. And if you look what's going on in the news right now, you can see how that is shaping up to be fulfilled. So we're on solid number 25, but number 26 and number 27 are certainly shaping up as well. So when at what point do you say, okay, we're on to something here? When we're on prophetic point number 25, 26, 30, 38, we'll be up to 38 here in the next few years probably. I don't know exactly when, but we're moving along that direction. And so how can you really start to take a look at this information and validate it for yourself? Let me tell you about this book right here. It's called The Prophetic Playbook Story, and it's like I said, it's a short read. It's a little bit larger print for those of us who need a little bit larger print. It has a lot of pictures in it, and it's in story form, so that it helps you to digest the information. So it's a fictional story to bring out factual insights. And again, you're going to get a feel for how the prophetic events are going to be playing out in the general order leading up to the return of Christ. Here's one of the cool things about the information that I come out with, and that is that typically when you start reading about the prophetic events leading up to the return of Christ, it's a lot of doom and gloom. Well, what I found is that the Bible talks a lot about what the wicked is going to do to the wicked during our day. It also talks a little bit about what the wicked is going to do to some of the Christians in our day. But it also talks a lot about what God is going to do to the wicked. So what are all the Christians going to be doing? Well, you got to read the book to get a better sense of that. But I tell you, the house of Israel, it was blessed, it was protected by God. And I believe that there are going to be those who are going to be blessed and protected in our day as well. So this is exciting. So what I want you to do is I want you to get the book, the Prophetic Playbook Story, and it's a short read. You should be a lot of people will crush through it in just a night or two. And then after that, it talks about a website in the book where you can go to, and then you and I can go through the reference chapters so that I can help you point out some of the correlations, connections with other chapters in the Bible, as well as current events that are happening. I want you to be able to validate this information for yourself. And then after that, then I want you to check out a website. It's a website for those of us who have read the book, we've validated the chapters, and now we can engage in a great conversation about other chapters, other theories, and a lot of other things. But we have that foundation that we've built on there. Pretty exciting. So now, let me tell you a little bit about Bible Science Happening website. It's this website is for those who are just checking out the information. That's what it's really intended for. The other websites is where we really start to go more in depth. But with the Bible Science Happening website, what I've done is you can go there and you'll see the 10 major discoveries that we've gone over. Also, right here, these are, let me go ahead and switch this over here. Here's 6 of the things that we're looking at happening, or that have happened, or that are going to happen. And then up above, there's links that you can go to regarding these different things. And then down here, you can see that there's articles and that will lend support that these prophetic points and prophetic events are actually playing out. And then over on the far right side, right over here, are some articles that are that goes back to 2008, one of my first YouTube videos, and you can see what I was saying compared to how things are playing out now. And there's a difference in what I was saying compared. I didn't know that the United States was referenced in the Bible. I knew that it could be, but I didn't come to grips to that until August of 2015, and you'll see why that's so significant as you read the book and learn about this material here. So that's what I wanted to cover in this show right here. I hope that you'll take the leap, get the book, and start to check this information out. Again, once you're looking at that poster and you see how in 2013 we were on prophetic point number 15, and now we're down to prophetic point number 25, with 26 is questionable. And you look at what's going on in the news right now, you can see that number 27 is shaping up. That's a substantial track record right there, and it's a lot of fun to be able to look at the news with the insight of what prophetic events we're looking at happening. Look, they're talking about this, but you know what? The news media hasn't caught on yet to these. Some of the news that they're covering is actually talking about prophecy and progress. And so hope you get the book. I hope you check this information out, and I'd love to work with you in helping you to understand the prophetic events of our day in their general chronological order. We have some major events that are coming up, and if we prepare for them, we're going to be able to deal with them a lot better. So thanks for joining me on this show, and we'll catch you next time.